And also, you know, there's a fine line between creative and crossing the line. Because I've found some really creative ways to make a lot of money in affiliate marketing, where I thought the advertiser wouldn't be that great, you know, wouldn't be that thrilled about. But in fact, I mean, they're in business to make money, right? So they thought they were just out of the box, awesome ideas, and they promptly stole them and put them into their own site. But, you know, but it was just, you know, to one company, and I think the big takeaway here is to have an open line of communication in whatever you're doing, because the problem is that if you're doing it, you're trying to hide it, what's going to happen is they're just going to take money from you, right? I mean, they're just not going to pay you if they don't approve it, and it's clearly against their guidelines. So, and you never know. I mean, like, it's probably, and if you have the go-ahead, or a lot of times you'll get if it's not, you know, defined against the thing, a lot of times you'll get maybe not a yes, but, you know, give it a try kind of thing, and see what they want to see, you know, feedback. A lot of times with Facebook, specifically Facebook advertising, what we do, I mean, I'm always surprised at actually what goes through and what doesn't, because some of the things I think would never make it through do, and some of the things I think are a no-brainer to go through is like hit some stupid stop word that, you know, they have in there. So, I mean, just, you know, you want to have an open line of communication and just be open and honest and transparent with your affiliate manager and company you're working with.
Yeah, and the larger the advertiser, the more transparency they're probably going to require, right? Because a lot of the really, really large brands have private programs. Sometimes you can't even see them on a network. The only way you're going to get into that is if you are in a particular niche that can provide value for them. You know, a lot of the advertisers are not stupid. There are technologies where they can actually see what kind of traffic you have coming in. They can reverse your IPs and see all of your sites on your blocks. They can reverse engineer a lot of the stuff. So there's only so much you're going to be able to get away with without being transparent. But I've also seen on the opposite side of that there's some advertisers that they potentially don't have the resources to take advantage of some of the gray area and the opportunities, like pushing Facebook or doing stuff on Craigslist, or you know, or there's corporate governance against doing it. Potentially it's against the traffic's, you know, like doing stuff on Craigslist, it might be against Craigslist's terms and conditions, so the advertiser can't do it themselves, so they're kind of going, well, the affiliates, you know, they
I have a question that's actually just from me. Is since Intrinsic, you guys are a publicly traded company, I mean, how much more stuff do you have to worry about than, you know, mom and pop affiliate network?
Yeah, quality is really key. And one of the issues is that we end up being the agency of record sometimes for a lot of these advertisers. So it's really a conflict of interest for advertisers to manage their paid search with a search agency and then have a separate affiliate network, because there's always a constant battle there, right? Who gets the attribution? So we have to be much more compliant. You fall under the SOX compliance rules and all that fun stuff. So quality is key. And I think one of the things that we try to instill is really that open relationship with a publisher, try to be more transparent, try to have a higher level of communication, a higher touch service, and be able to communicate. The other thing that I think that comes in there is also how the payments work, right? We have to be very, very transparent because we're publicly traded. So the way we handle our payment and revenue recognition and all that stuff, we're very, very specific around that, where some of the privately held networks, not to say that you do it, but there's a little less, they don't have to be as transparent there.
Sure.
So, you know, we're guaranteed to maintain that higher quality.
So the last issue that we had on our main discussion was jumping into the tax issue, which I know is everyone's favorite subject. But it's something that's been creeping up in our industry for a long time. It's passed, I believe, in California and Denver, or in Colorado. And it's on the, and now, you know, the representative who was here the other day is now, like we were talking about, is a consultant for other states who are like, hey, how do we get a part of this action?
The scariest thing there is that guy that was here has no clue. He doesn't even understand what affiliate marketing is. That's frightening. And he's consulting with other states now. That's a real issue.
And the thing that bothers me most about this tax issue is these bills are being passed and people don't know I mean, there's no great, like, alliance against it. Like, there's no big lobby, I've had, like, affiliate networks come to me and say, like, you know, we need to form a lobby, we need to do this, how do we do this? And do you think that it's because of the affiliate industry, and we even had this conversation last year, and that everyone is, as an affiliate, is used to operating as such a lone wolf that it's just the idea of everyone coming together to lobby against this is just will never happen, and we're just going to get stuck with this tax thing, or.
Well, I mean, the two things are inevitable are death and taxes, right?
Right.
It's going to come. I mean, like you said before, we're very fortunate not to have to deal with this until now. It would be nice to see everybody band together, because I think what makes me mad about it personally from an affiliate perspective, there's kind of like the publicly traded network perspective, and there's kind of me with no filter going, I'm not okay with this. If you're going to treat affiliates as stores, then, all right, let's talk about the other form. Why are they picking on affiliates? Let's talk about the other forms. You have Google AdSense on your site. Why aren't they going after that? What about sales for that? What about when you have ad tags on your site for display media buys or whatever else? Why aren't they going after that? They're going to attack affiliates. So,
yeah, that's the scary thing is really where does this stop? It's the same thing with the casino thing. They basically, stapled that on the back of that thing, the process of making software that lets people gamble or however it's worded, then basically shut off that entire industry overnight. And it was always going to come back and back. Well, here we are years later.
Exactly. And that's what's scary. And to your point, saying not giving many ideas, that's also on the opposite side. How many people in this room haven't thought about that either, right? We need to band together. We have to find a way. And maybe that's our next issue we attack. But we have to band together. You don't know where this is going to stop. They basically chased the casino industry right out of the U.S. I mean, it's gone. And if the casinos were a little bit more forthright and be able to pay their taxes and they were able to earn money off it, we wouldn't have this issue. So, as an affiliate, what bothers me is that a lot of affiliates are just starting out, right? There's very few super affiliates in the world. And when you're getting to that stage, you're incorporating and, you're used to, you have resources to deploy against, other taxes and stuff like that. It's tough out there. It's really tough as an affiliate to make money. And traffic prices are going up, advertisers are tightening their belt, the economy's worse. So when you start looking at it today, it's going to squeeze your margins even more. So we all know it's kind of coming, we just don't know to what extent. And if we all don't band together and figure something out and keep lobbying and keep pushing, it's only going to get worse. I think they go down a deeper path, and it could end up like the casino industry, which we hope doesn't happen. But also goes to the other side, it's escalation, right? So it's time that we also become more sophisticated as affiliates, understand the analytics better. Like I just did the panel on that, and understand consumer path to conversion, understanding really how you can gain more market share with using a lot of tools. We need to get more sophisticated. We need to clean ourselves up. And it's definitely going to be a battle to be fought, but we need to start thinking about this stuff. And it can't just be, and you made the point outside, it's one of those things where, well, it doesn't affect me today.
Yeah, everyone looks like the whole thing when Colorado was going down in California, everyone was like, doesn't affect me, why do I care? Well, it's coming for you. Eventually, it will come for you. So I think that the bigger thing is that people just see money, right? When you go on the ballot, like my mom and dad, or my wife even, would see this thing on the bill, which is like, oh, more money for our state. Yeah, I want that. It's like this affiliate tax, let's tax those guys, those crazy guys working from home.
And most consumers do not know what affiliate marketing is.
Absolutely, so that's just more revenue.
They don't understand what an affiliate link is.
They're like, oh, it was great when we got the casino approved, and I remember how awesome that was. So, so they're just gonna go for it. Well, so what we have to do is we have to not only get after the politicians and let them know that we won't be voting for them again and stuff like that, but also educate consumers and create sites and even advertising through Facebook, which I know, like, if somebody was to step up and actually form this nonprofit, I mean, companies like Aaron's and all of the major companies, I know would contribute to it, and believe me, and fund it for whatever advertising was needed in the states where kind of stuff is going down. Because you need to educate consumers, because what's going to happen is these businesses are going to pack up shop and go to states where they're not going to have to pay taxes until basically there's nothing left. And so it's really bad for the state because it's going to eliminate a lot of economic growth in there.
It is, and I don't think it resides with the affiliates, right? I think networks need to step forward, and I also think advertisers need to step forward. So advertisers love the pay-per-performance model. Well, maybe at some point they're sharing some of the risk, or it's a lot of advertisers won't take the risk on display advertising, but they'll do affiliate. So there's going to be a different risk, and now their affiliates are going to be at risk. They're not going to step in and help to keep that channel open. So I think the lobby comes from all three sides. It's really that network in the centerpiece, but actually having the advertisers, who are much larger entities that pay a heck of a lot more in taxes than affiliates would, really just start putting pressure on as well.
Yeah, I hear every day about how hard affiliate marketing is. It's hard work, right? And we said it is hard work, but you know what's hard work is when I was freaking stocking cat food at Target. You know, that was hard work. And so, you know, I think that, and my whole point of that little thing is that right now there is such an opportunity in the affiliate space. Like 10 years from now, we'll be talking about, remember how easy that was to do? You know, like there's no rules. Remember when you didn't have to get a license to do affiliate marketing? Remember when you didn't have to pay like a crazy amount of tax? And I mean, the margins we operate now are like no other industry in the world. You know, an affiliate normally operates on a huge margin of profit. I mean, a huge margin of profit. So, especially if, you know, they're not, well, I mean, they just operate on a huge margin of profit, you know, whether they're paying for traffic or not. So we can go ahead and, I know Darren has questions, and also if you guys have questions, just raise your hand, and we have somebody take around the mic here.
Jeremy from Revenue Diva. She asks, what do you feel is the top 10 best areas for affiliates to make money right now in affiliate marketing?
So somebody on Twitter said, Revenue Diva said, what do you feel is the top 10 best ways to make money in affiliate marketing? You want to jump on that, Baker?
Jim, am I giving away too much information? Listen, I think there's multiple ways to make money in affiliate marketing. You know, one of my favorites, some of the promotional methods that I've seen, advertisers are really after the niche content sites. I think it's a huge opportunity if you do it the right way. A lot of the, with the advanced analytics platforms coming out, making search actually work and not have to do it in the black hat way where you're going after trademarks, I think that's a really interesting way. Some of the new value proposition sites that are coming out, especially that incorporate a feature, social media integration.
Is there any specific niches you think?
Personally, I'm a big fan of retail and e-commerce.
Right.
I mean, even though it has been down, you're starting to come into, with retail and e-commerce, I think what's great is that it's real easy to map out seasonality with those guys, right? So you start to look at all the fashion brands, you can go, okay, we're gonna see an uptick when it starts to come into back to school season. Then all of a sudden, you know, you have promotional calendar now, you have Halloween stuff to promote, then you have fourth quarter with a lot of big retailers. So I saw a lot of different verticals like that, and basically a lot of the successful affiliates that we see around that vertical as a network, they're really mapping out those calendars and deploying the necessary resources, and they shift focus as they go through the year. So I think it's being a smart marketer in general is really what helps. But you know, the one thing I do caution is that a lot of people always chase the shiny new things, right? It's always the hot new promotional method. I think your friend Seth Godin put it best with his book Meatball Sunday, right? It's you look at a great sundae and it's really the product. And you want to, or you look at the meatballs and you're kind of like, oh, it's not all that attractive, and that's actually the product. And all of a sudden you put the whipped cream and the cherries on top, and you're going, well, and that's the new social media, and it's all the shiny new things. And it doesn't matter if your product sucks. If your site sucks, and you're looking at it and you're using all these new promotional methods, it doesn't matter. So it comes back to being a marketer. What are you doing? What is something? And I love to look at advertising. You look at the iPhone or the iPad. They didn't have to spend a ton of money on marketing if they really didn't need to.
Right.
I mean, what AT&T's site got shut down with the iPhone 4G, and everybody's or the iPhone 4, and people are saying all over the place that the phone's not ready for launch. There's all kinds of bugs and problems, and people still want it, right? So it's all about creating a good product. So find something you're passionate about, create a great product around it, or a great site, or something of a lot of value that somebody's really going to want to read or touch, or it's part of creating an audience. I think that's what it all comes back to.
So I think basically I wrote a guide about a year and a half ago. It was called the Local Affiliate Marketing Guide, and it was basically how to take I stumbled into it just by chance because my neighbor's a dentist and actually has 4 dental practices and needed clients. So he kind of told me what demographic he was after. It was females, 28 to 40 something, because you get them in there and they book the whole family, right? So that demographic is worth like $15,000 to $20,000 per person to him. Every new person to that. That's lifetime. That's quite a lifetime value. So I said to him, okay, well, let's figure out something that would attract these people, and we went after something that didn't cost him basically anything, which was teeth whitening, right? So then, long story short, we filled up all the offices just doing some online stuff, and he paid me, like $50, per person that came in the door, something like that. And we were giving them like a $600 free teeth whitening or something. So my whole thing is this local affiliate thing that I basically fell into, and how to do it is by far, I think, the biggest opportunity right now. Nobody's doing it. You have relationships with these people already. They're your doctors or your dentists or your painter or whoever. These people have services, and their lifetime value on these services is enormous. An insurance person that sells insurance, a lifetime
Insurance
value
is a great vertical for that.
is huge.
Right now, insurance companies are really squeezed, especially on Google. I think keyword auto insurance right now is going for like $36.
Right.
And there a lot of insurance clients are really had a hard time making it work. To work with local insurance, I think is absolutely brilliant.
I know Quinn Street, just in the insurance industry, Quinn Street, when you start with them with Sure Hits, they start out paying $8 per click on insurance keywords. It's insane. That vertical is insane, but it's very competitive. So anyway,
The local's not.
Yeah, the local stuff, I think if somebody's out there, they want to make some great cash and learn how the whole affiliate marketing thing works and all that, by far, local affiliate marketing is the low-hanging fruit right now. It is the new frontier. And can you make $1 million with it? Probably not. You still have to deal with people. It's not going to scale like online stuff was, but you can definitely make an awesome living doing it. So I think, for somebody, I think that's probably my best tip that you can do tomorrow. You can start setting up the relationship doing that. Another big tip I have just in general for people that want to get into affiliate marketing or you're doing it now, I think you have to understand basic salesmanship. I think so many people want to make money online or want to do affiliate marketing because it's so cool and they read about stories like mine, which I used to stock cat food, now don't, and all that stuff. And so it's just, it's like, it's cool, right? It's a great story and everybody wants to do it, but they don't understand the basics of selling. And I had such a background in commission sales that, it was very easy, and I still adapted a lot of those same principles of call to action. And, one of the basic principles of selling is you have to ask the person, do you want to buy it? You have to ask them, are you ready to buy this? Are you ready to check out? And so many people don't do that. And I see Tim Ash in the audience, and he's got a great book out there. What's the name of it? I forgot it. Landing page optimization. So landing page optimization, it actually goes over a lot of the basics, but and some really technical stuff as well. Excellent book, but there's so many basic things, whether it's social proof or scarcity and all these things, that you should probably understand the basics of sales and salesmanship before you jump into affiliate marketing, because that's the real sauce of it, I think. And I know you can appreciate sales as well. We love, Glengarry Glen Ross, and we talk about that movie a lot and stuff. But I really love how sales work and stuff like that. Do you think that's a big part of affiliate marketing?
Absolutely. You're selling stuff.
Right.
That's you want people to buy stuff, or you want them to do whatever intended action that you want them to take. There has to be a call to action, and I think being able to do that, even going back to your local point, you're going to have to go in and you're going to have to convince these people. Most of these people don't even understand search engine marketing yet, right? And all of a sudden they're going to try to grasp affiliate marketing. I'm only going to have to pay per lead. The cost per thousand model in the offline world is the only thing most of those people know. So you have to be able to sell, and you have to be able to sell yourself. I think that's the most important thing, is that people are going to trust you, and that's part of having a great relationship with an advertiser.
Right.
So,
yep. Okay.
Aussie Webmaster asks,
oh boy,
do people still sign up for your 16-week online training program?
I wanted me to pay him later. Yeah, I started a 16-week, it's actually was 12-week that kind of evolved into a 16-week thing. It's ShoeMoneyX.com. It's just like, I got the inspiration from P90X. It's completely free. You can sign up for it. You get like a PDF a week that tells you, like, go check this out and here's what you learn. It's kind of like a guide, not really to make money online, but it's more like how everything works. So it kind of like explains like affiliate marketing, gets to the root of it, the local thing, and all the other stuff. So ShoeMoneyX.com. Yeah, does anyone have a question? Wow. Silence them.
was just that good?
I guess so.
Got it.
Well, thanks everybody for coming.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering I live in Colorado, so I follow the affiliate tax thing, and now what's passed in Colorado is actually online sales tax. So not really an affiliate tax. I'm wondering what taxes have passed in other states, and how is it affiliate tax, and what part? Because in my opinion, there's already an affiliate tax. It's called income tax. All affiliates have to pay income tax, just like everyone who works a job. So what's this added tax? It sounds like we're talking about a couple different things, like maybe licensing fees, be one example of the tax. What things do we need to keep our eyes open for and look for?
I was more talking about just in the future. I think, like as far as licensing goes and stuff like that, I think you'll see where people will actually, there'll be much more regulation, and people might have to actually get a license to do business, like a business license to do business on the internet. Because if we keep doing this race to the bottom and people keep having bad experiences, eventually we'll get to that. Because now, a lot of times, it's very hard to track down people who have some of these offers, right? So we can't, that's got to stop. As far as, and I think that there'll be just more and more regulation down the road. So licensing and all that other stuff was something, it's just like, I don't know if that'll happen, but I could definitely see it happening. But the tax-wise, the online tax in general is what's going down from state to state, the way I understand it anyway. I know it varies a little bit, but I'm with you. I mean, we already pay income tax, right? But it's somewhat, I mean, it's coming, and there's really, I mean, it's so hard to address the issue. The thing is, it's on a state level, right? The way I understand it, and so then states can then, state by state, get the money for the transactions that exist in their state, right? And so the affiliates were then, it was just coming out of the affiliates before. Did the affiliates have to pay, or was it coming right from the networks themselves?
The affiliate.
Right. So that's the way I understand
it. Advertisers start kicking New York affiliates out of their program.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what happens is these affiliates really get screwed. We had some people write in with the questions too, with the tax issue was there's people in Colorado who were Amazon affiliates who were doing great, and they got zinged with this. And so then Amazon kicked all the Colorado people out of their affiliate program, just like in New York and in California. And so now they basically, a lot of them were setting up addresses in Nebraska and stuff like that and doing business out of there. And even if, so but now none of that money flows into Colorado, right? So it's just, and the thing is just the general public needs to be more educated about it.
Okay, because I mean, to me the worst thing about the online sales tax, in my opinion, is still that thing, is that sales tax with retail outlets and physical, those taxes fund infrastructure improvements and things like that that are local. But if you're not using them on an online purchase, it doesn't make sense to me. So to me, and I'm not a merchant, but other merchants out there who want to have an affiliate program and are looking at all of a sudden maybe generating a lot of online sales that they didn't have before, are now going to have this huge compliance burden, which is the term that I saw used out there a lot, and they're going to have to track and also, I mean, there's 50 states just in the U.S. alone, so if each state, and from the ones I've seen, has different rules for reporting, that's a huge expense to a merchant looking to branch out into affiliate.
Yeah, I mean, there's taxes always piggybacked on all the time. I mean, different things are taxed differently. And I think we're also going to see it on the federal level pretty soon, where it's just going to be, I mean, not only will you have it at the state level, you'll have it at the federal level as well, which is going to double suck. But it's coming. I mean, so like I say, years from now, we're going to look back and be like, man, remember when you wouldn't have this 15% margin or whatever we'll have in the future? Because it's going to be there. It's going to suck. Anyone else have a question?
Yeah.
All right.
So why are we looking at this and going to the merchants who, in many cases, already own stores in each of these individual states? They already deal with sales tax within each of these individual states. Why are we treating this going to them and saying we should be treating this as wherever that particular person purchased or had it shipped to? That's where the tax should be paid. We already have the infrastructure. You're already doing it. That's the easiest way to do it. We should be attacking that.
Yeah, because
Don't be attacking it that way. I just think we should be putting it to them and saying you have the ability to do this, or the business is going to go.
Yeah, because I mean, when we actually sell things to people in other states, it's their responsibility to pay the tax on it, right? Because we don't collect the tax for that. So I think it should work the same. I mean.
Yeah, and don't forget, if this falls back on the advertisers too, with increased cost with any of this, it's also going to change what they're paying you as an affiliate, right? So
yeah.
It's really
Yeah, they're not going to eat the cost for you.
Pretty much. So you're going to pay for it one way or another, either in the form of decreased commissions or taxes. So I think the point is that it's coming, and I think what we need to do, like I said before, is you need to get multiple levels banded together so it doesn't get out of control.
Yeah, I think we're kind of in agreement that it's definitely coming. It's just how do we mitigate the craziness level of it? Because I mean, we don't want to.
It's just a matter of how much it's going to hurt.
Right.
But I don't want to see the industry go out like the casino industry did from the U.S.
Right.
That would be a real shame.
That's what happens when the stuff gets snuck through.
Absolutely.
Like it's doing now.
Why people don't know what they're talking about.
Right. Right. All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Make sure you pick their brains, folks.